You can just look at this picture right here and tell that this guy is out for blood, literally and figuratively, and also out for flesh. So if y'all are new to my channel, this is a story that I talked about in the past. I kind of forgot about it because it was such a disgusting story, and it was kind of silly at the same time. Not silly as far as the act that was committed, but silly the fact that they actually went to trial with this guy thinking that he would actually be found not guilty in the crime in which he committed, or unless they was trying to get him on insanity. But I don't think that definitely did not happen. But if you don't know who this guy is, his name is Joseph Oberhansley. And back in 2014, September 11th to be exact, 2014, this guy basically tortured his girlfriend to death and then proceeded to eat her remains. Yes, that's what this guy did. And he's pretty much been in jail this entire time until he finally had his trial. They tried to get him on insanity. That didn't work. And now it has come out that they have officially now found him guilty of the crime in which he committed. I mean, did he really think he was going to be found not guilty? I mean, really think about that. Did they really think he would not be found guilty of this heinous crime in which he committed? That's what I'd like to know. That's what makes it so silly and pointless. Did they really even need a trial for this? I mean, I know they want to do everything by the book, but they had all the proof they needed that this guy did what he did. But let me go ahead and read this article. An alleged cannibal, at this point is no longer alleged, he's been found guilty. A cannibal in Indiana accused of raping and killing his ex-girlfriend before eating her organs has been found guilty 6 years after the brutal slaying. Tammy Jo Blanton was found dead in the bathtub of her Jefferson home the morning of September 11, 2014. Authorities also found Joseph Oberhansley at the residence with a skillet, a bloody pair of tongs, and a plate with what appeared to be a skull and bones on it nearby. Police said the 46-year-old victim was raped and stabbed at least 25 times. On Friday, a jury in Clark County found Oberhansley guilty of murder and burglary. According to WLKY, he was found not guilty of rape. How the hell did that happen? He should have been found guilty of that. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that they got him on the heavier charges, but he should have been found guilty on everything. According to authorities, Blanton had just broken up with her 38-year-old boyfriend shortly before her murder. She was left so terrified of Oberhansley, she changed her locks, often checked her windows, and put a chair in front of the door. "I'm taking my life back. I worked too hard to get here. No one will take me down," she wrote in a text message sent on September 10, 2014. Who would have thought a day later that he would have brutally did that to her? Hours later, Blanton called 911 in panic, telling the dispatcher that she was scared, really scared, and that her ex was outside her home trying to break in. Jeffersonville police responded and Oberhansley was forced to leave. But when he failed to show up to work the morning of September 11th, officers returned to the residence where they discovered Blanton's mutilated body covered by a tarp. Oberhansley allegedly confessed to the murder that morning, but walked his story back in subsequent interviews with law enforcement, according to the Louisville Courier-Journal. Instead, he claimed he discovered two men in the home who knocked him out and then killed Blanton. I wonder if the two men were black, quote unquote, because you know that's always the story. Were they black, wearing black? Were they driving a black SUV or a black sedan? You know, did they have cornrows, locks, a fade, whatever? You know, I'm just throwing that out there because that's usually the go-to description. When Clark County prosecutor Jeremy Moll questioned his story amid his trial earlier this week, Oberhansley could not say why the two men would repeatedly attack Blanton. He also claimed he did not know who consumed her organs. Oberhansley's court date was initially set for 2016, but he was ruled incompetent to stand trial the following year. In 2018, the decision was reversed and his trial kicked off in 2019. But testimony from one of the Blanton's friends, Donna Victoria, forced a judge to declare a mistrial. She said Blanton didn't call police after an incident between her and Oberhansley because she didn't want him to go back to prison, according to the Journal. Defense attorney Bart Bateau argued the comments about Oberhansley's past criminal history would prejudice the jurors against his client. The second trial began on September 11, 2020, exactly 6 years after the killing. Well, I'm glad the mistrial thing in Angle did not work, because I could not see where I don't know where they would have put this guy if that mistrial actually stood. Would they have put him in some kind of an asylum or what have you? But I'm glad that they found him guilty of the crime, of this very crazy crime. Like, this sounds like something straight out of Hannibal Lecter. But I'm glad that they actually got him. Now I wonder what his sentencing is going to be. I don't know if I'm guessing this happened in Kentucky because it's something about Louisville. I don't know what it's like in Louisville for capital punishment, but I would move that this guy gets the chair. Life with death penalty, no parole, so it don't come out of our pocket. And just, allow him to await that lethal cocktail. That's pretty much all we can bet on at this point, because it's no use of leaving someone like that alive. Like, this guy ate his ex-girlfriend's organs. Like, he cooked them. He beat this woman to death, took her organs and cooked them and ate them like it was food that you buy from the store. It's some sick ass people in this world. That's all I have to say about this.